Bonjour everyone! In today's video, we're going to talk about Xilonen and Venti. They just rerun right now, as I'm talking. Probably posting this video like 1 or 2 days after the banner drops. And yeah, I just wanted to talk about whether I would recommend you pulling for Shilo and Venti, what you should do. Are they still strong in the game? Might they be, maybe they will become stronger in the future, who knows? So yeah, I just wanted to yap a little bit about that and give you my opinion to help you decide if you should pull or not. If you're a new player, if you're an old player, depends what characters you have on your account, etc. So yeah, feel free to like and comment and subscribe on this video so it helps me reach more people, and let's get into it. So first, let's talk about Xilonen first. Freak Venti. Let's talk about Xilonen first. She released more recently, so she's definitely still a very strong support. We're starting to have a lot of supports in the game between Xilonen, between Farina, even Mawika kind of support, Bennett, Yansan, the new artifact set on Nalan, the scroll set that gives buffs as well, Silali that gives buffs. There's a lot of teams now where Xilonen is not as valuable. Chevreuse as well. Of course, Chevreuse released before, etc. But like, if you count all the supports that we have in the game now, it kind of reduces the value of Xilonen overall, especially with the more recent characters that can benefit from other supports than Xilonen. For example, like Varesa doesn't use Xilonen. Chaska doesn't really use Xilonen, even though you can. It's not necessarily the best option. Kinich doesn't use Xilonen. Actually, most Lanal characters don't really use Xilonen other than like Mawika and I think Mwalani. Even Mwalani doesn't really use Xilonen that much in her best team. So yeah. Depending what characters you have on your account, if you're a new player, I would say Xilonen in general is really, really good. She works with like most characters from before Nadlan actually, so she's overall a really, really good character. Also, if you don't have C6 Chevreuse, if you don't have Bennett yet for some reason, I think she's an insanely good pull, better than Venti, and she works with basically any team. So the only thing that will slow you down is getting her set. If you just started the game, getting her set is going to be a bit difficult. You have to rush to Nalan, but it's not that complicated. And she's really easy to build. You just give her Favonius, you just give her any energy weapon, any defense weapon, whatever, like really anything. Like if you're just starting, you give her Skyrider Sword, and that's good enough, honestly. Like her weapon doesn't really matter that much, but if you got a Favonius, that's great. So you still have to get to Nalan, even as a beginner player, can be a bit long to get there, but usually you will go through Mondstadt and have your characters level 40 or something like that. And once you get out of Mondstadt, it doesn't really matter where you go. So I would just recommend, if you pull Xilonen, which I think is a pretty good pull early game, to just rush Nalan to get the talents, and to... You don't even need the artifact set at the start of the game anyway, so don't worry too much about artifacts. But yeah, just if you haven't completed most stuff in the game yet, just get to Nalan for the talents, and if you're getting close to AR 40 or something, get the artifact set, and you'll be fine. And as I said, she works in most teams. So like, if you have Navia, she works great with Navia. She works great with Risley. She works great with Neuvillette. She works great with Alikino, Farina. If you play her in like some specific teams, she can still work with Raiden. She can work with Ayaka, Ganyu, Risley. I already said it, but yeah, she works with basically any elemental DPS. And even if you just have some 4-star teams, for example, you can do Rosaria reverse meld with Xilonen. You can do Fischl, Bennett, Shangling, Xilonen, or something like that. Like you have a lot of options. She works in basically any team. Ayato, Yoimiya, like basically any elemental DPS that is not an Nemo or Dendro can work with Xilonen, which is really insane. And she's always gonna be good. Especially since early game, you don't necessarily have C6 Chevreuse, you don't necessarily have like insane constellations on your supports. So she's going to be a super, super reliable support, and she heals on top of that. So there's really nothing else to say. Like, she's just really, really good. Now, when it comes to Venti, I would say like Usually at the start of the game, Venti is pretty nice. We don't have a lot of Anemo characters at the start. Like if you get Sucrose, that's great, but Anemo Traveler is kind of shit. So Venti is nice. He has good grouping for the early stages of the Spiral Abyss. It's pretty nice. For the IT, for the Imaginarium Theater, it can be pretty nice as well. But overall, his grouping capability is really really not great against big enemies. There's after you reach like floor for 11 or once you get to floor 12 of the Spiral Abyss, like he cannot group anything basically, so it's not that great. And in general, 99% of the time, Sucrose is just going to be better than Venti, honestly. So he doesn't buff particularly anything. He doesn't have any buffs almost, other than like a little bit of energy, but he doesn't really have any particular buff other than the Viridescent set and potentially what weapon you give him. But yeah, he is easy to build. He uses Mondstadt artifact set Viridescent, so it's easy. You can build him pretty fast and pretty soon. But other than that, like if you got one Sucrose, even at C0, you just give her Sacrificial Frag, and then you just give her Sacrificial Fragment, and she's already like better than Venti in 90% of the situations, I would say. So he can help you a little bit for the exploration in Mondstadt, but I know with my community we meme a lot that I hate Venti and stuff like that, but I just think, yeah, he's just not that great anymore. He used to be good back a long time ago when you could group the enemies, but until floor 12, which of course for new players it's gonna take a bit of time for you to get to floor 12, so he's gonna be useful for a little bit of time. But I would say it's kind of a waste of Primogems. You can just get Xilonen and start saving for future character rerun. Mabuika was probably going to rerun soon. Some other Natlan characters might rerun soon. So yeah, we might get some crazy characters as well in the future. So I would, unless you like Venti, I wouldn't recommend pulling for him. Now, one thing to talk about is the banners. So on the banners, we have Faruzan, Yanfei, Beidou, which are not really that insane 4 stars for most people. Yanfei is okay. She's kind of a decent 4-star DPS, but she's not going to be crazy. Beidou is still pretty good character overall, but yeah, I mean, she's not necessarily the best anymore either. And Faruzan is great if you have some Anemo DPS, but if you don't, she's kind of useless. So the 4-star characters are not that crazy, especially for beginner players. I would say they're not like insane. Beidou is great. Yanfei is okay. Faruzan is she can still be good even if you don't have an Emo DPS, and she can be a good like Viridescent user to give you some buffs and a little bit of grouping, but she's not crazy, I would say, in general. So yeah, it's still a decent banner, and Xilonen is really good, honestly. So if you want to pull, and as I said earlier, I would recommend pulling Xilonen if you're liking good supports, and Xilonen over Venti. But the 4 stars are not going to be crazy, but if you get one Bennett or Sucrose while pulling, that's going to be insane off banner. And then now for the weapon banner, though, I usually never recommend pulling on the weapon banner. But this weapon banner, honestly, other than the 4-star weapon, the bell, this is a pretty insane weapon banner. Especially for beginner players, triple Favonius plus one sacrificial sword, it's really good. And the two F2P, and the two, not F2P, the two 5-star weapons are really good support weapons. Elegy is really great. Xilonen's weapon can still be used on a lot of characters. Even if you don't max out the buff, it's still a decent option in general, especially if you got Xilonen now. And Elegy can work on basically any bow support users. So this is a pretty good banner, honestly. Even if you're just fishing for a few Favonius as a beginner player, as an F2P especially, it's really hard to get Favonius weapons and get refinements. Same for Sacrificial. Some people go a year or two without even getting one Sacrificial or Favonius sometimes. Like, it's really insane. Unfortunately, no Favonius swords, which is kind of sad. It would have been nice for Xilonen to get the Favonius sword, but you can even give Sacrificial for Xilonen if you don't have any other ER weapon, and she's going to do fine. Favonius Lance is really good. Catalyst is okay on a lot of different supports. The bow is nice. You get one for free at the start of the game, so everyone has at least one. But yeah, it's still a decent weapon banner. I would not say you should pull on it, But if you're lacking sacrificial swords refinement, or even you don't have one and some Favonius lance or other Favonius, it's a pretty nice weapon banner. So yeah, that's pretty much it, honestly, for this video. I just wanted to make it short, like a quick video, giving my opinions on the characters. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm curious to hear your opinion, if you think the same, or on the other hand, if you think Venti is like a must pull and Xilonen fell off like crazy or whatever. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments what you think, and I'll see you on the next Abyss Guide video. Bye bye.